it's Midnight Round. Today we're doing something slightly different. Today I went to my local library, which I haven't been to since we've moved because it's always been closed, and I picked up one of these. So this is a grab and go bag. So this is basically a collection, I believe it's of 6 books, which you just go in there and you ask for a grab bag, and this one is a crime grab bag, so I asked for a particular one. Or you can just have a random one. They had ones for health, ones with romance novels in, there were ones for kids. And you get given this bag to take, and it has 6 already picked books on the theme of crime. So this is what I got. So this is the grab and go bag, and it says, "Great stuff, picks especially for you. Please issue at the self-service. No need to remove the sleeve." You basically just stick this on the thing, and you get the book. So I don't know what's in it. Obviously, I didn't pick it. But I haven't read books in a while. I must admit, I used to be a big reader back when I was like a teenager. I'd spend most of my day reading. Nowadays, I don't really get time to read, if I'm honest. But these are crime themed, and as I do a serial killer series on my channel, and I do an unsolved crime on my channel, I thought I would get a bag of these and just see what they had, and maybe something will pique my interest to read. So let's take a look. So you've got my thing from the library, and I get the books for 3 weeks, which I think is not bad. Maybe a bit of a short time to read 6 books, but you might not find that you like every book, and they will reissue to them again if you then like them. So the idea is to keep them in the bag so I can then take the bag back to the library. So here we have the first book, and this is by Will Dean, and it's called Red Snow. He's also the author of Dark Pines. It's a standout read, just wonderful. 2 bodies, 2 weeks to catch a killer. So I'll read you the synopsis. And it says, Blizzard is moving to the small town of Gavrick. Residents, already terrified and feeling increasingly cut off, Tuva, Muda's son, a reporter of the local paper, has just 2 weeks to track down the killer before she leaves town for good. But will the ferryman let her go? Apparently it's a cracking plot and hugely likeable heroine. 1 suicide, 1 cold-blooded murder. Licorice coins covered the murdered man's eyes. Just what crime readers want, by the Daily Telegraph. So there you go. It's a fairly long read as well. It's what? It's a good 400 pages long, so a fairly long read. 2 bodies. Perfect for me. It's got crime, dead bodies. Okay, the next book we have is by Kate Rhodes, and it's called Ruin Beach. Dark secrets are rising to the surface. So we've got like a little castle there. Beautifully written and expertly plotted. This is a masterclass. Okay, so Ben Quito is the Scilly Isles Deputy Chief of Police, but as the island's lazy summer takes hold, he finds himself missing the excitement of the murder squad in London, until the body of a professional diver, Jude, is discovered anchored to the rocks of a nearby cave. At first it appears that the young woman's death was a tragic accident, but when evidence is found that suggests otherwise, the islanders close ranks, with even their closest to the victim refusing to talk. Ben questions whether more than one resident might have any reason to harm her. Everyone is a suspect, no one is safe. So that's kind of cool. So a girl gets murdered at the beach, and there are more dark secrets afoot. So that one's kind of cool. So far, we've had death in a cabin village and death at the beach. So if you like an environmental kind of death kind of thing, like a particular place. Okay, this one is called The Widows of Malabar Hill. I think it's called Malabar. Mysteries of 1920s India. Okay, that's different. Okay, it's a deluxe edition. Marvellous plot, richly detailed, first class. So let me see what I can tell you. In India in 1921, Parveen Mistry, the daughter of a respected Zoroastrian family, had just joined her father's law firm. Armed with the legal education from Oxford, Parveen has a tragic personal history that makes women's legal rights especially important to her. So this is kind of like a political mystery. Mystery's law has been appointed to execute the will of Omar, a wealthy Muslim mill owner who has left his 3 widows behind. But Parveen notices something suspicious in the paperwork. All 3 of the wives had signed over their inheritance to a charity. What will the survivors find? The widows live in strict seclusion, never leaving their quarters or speaking to anyone. Are they being taken advantage of by a scrupulous guardian? And she must figure out whether Malabar Hill before its innocent women and children meet further harm. So this is kind of a political one. It's like where a man's died, he's left his widows muddy, and instead of the widows being allowed the money, they've had to give it to a charity, and they're basically being held, I suppose you could call it under duress, but there we go. That's a trip to India. So you can go on a whirlwind journey while reading a book. You can go all over the country without even leaving your home. Okay, the next one is called the international best-selling The Cleaner by Elizabeth Harriman. Okay. An absorbent, exhilarating literacy thriller that combines the addictive lure of a page-turner with the heavyweight terrifying backstories. So, pools of blood and scenes of carnage and signs of anguished death, who deals with the aftermath of violence once the body's been taken away. Judith has seen it all, and she's a crime specialist. She turns her crime scenes back into habitable spaces. She's a cleaner. But when she is called to the home of a woman who's been brutally murdered, she is suddenly confronted with her own past. As Judy begins to ask questions, she comes to the attention of a former member of the Stasis and becomes the target of some powerful enemies. Will she be able to get to the truth while keeping the secret she held all these years? It's a gripping thriller that will chill and intrigue as the sins of the past catch up with the secrets of the present. So I don't know about you, but that sounds kind of cool. A cleaner that cleans up crime scenes, and then she must stumble on something maybe she shouldn't have. I mean, that sounds kind of cool. I like that one. I've never seen a book done like that, where it's the actual crime scene cleaners. That usually it's the police or the murderers, and now it's the people that clean it up. Okay, next we have The Sacred Art of Stealing. So like I said, these are all crime themed. This is by Christopher Brookmere, and it's criminally funny. Okay, we should be the judge of that. So let us pray. The press tend to talk about bank robbers as being daring, ingenious, and audacious. They don't describe many as being daddist. Even the ones who know that daddist means, but how else does one explain choreographed dancing gunmen or the surrealist method they use to stay one step ahead of the cops? Okay. Angelica de Xavier is no art critic, but she's a connoisseur of crooks, and she's sure that the heist she got caught up in wasn't the work of the usual sawn-off, black-tighted practitioners. She knows she's dealing with a unique species of thief, and it's her job to hunt down the extinction, though the fact that it's not just his MO that's cute might prove a distraction. Okay, I'm kind of confused. So it's to do with men that steal from an art gallery? I don't know. It seemed to have a really confusing synopsis on the book. But there you go. The Art of Stealing. And I think there's one more. Yeah, you get 6 books. And the last book is called Broadfoot, No Place to Die. Some Sins Will Always Find You. There's a cover. Very plain, kind of eerie cover. It's a complex cast of characters and a compelling hero. Okay, so once a controversial venture capitalist, Charleston reinvented himself as a business guru after surviving an attempt on his own life when a deal goes drastically wrong. So when he decides to host a weekend retreat for more than 300 people, Conor Fraser is drafted in to cover security for a man who was once idolized as a savior and hated as a ruthless asset stripper. For Conor, it's an unwelcome assignment. He has never had much time for salvation, and Charleston's notoriety is attracting the attention of the reporter Donna Blake. But when an old colleague of Donna is found brutally bludgeoned to death, and the start of Charleston's weekend of salvation becomes a literal trial by fire, Conor must race to unmask a killer whose savagery is only matched by their cunningness. Okay, so that one's kind of cool. I kind of like that one. So, basically, you go to the library, you get a grab bag. It can be any topic, crime, health. There was kids, there was romance novels and that kind of thing. And then there's a bag that's got random ones in, like a bit of everything. So you've got No Place to Die by Neil Bradford. We have The Art of Stealing by Christopher Broadmere. We have The Cleaner by Elizabeth Harriman, which is probably the one that's caught my eye so far. We have The Widows of Malabar Hill, if you want to go to India. Then we have The Beach Ruins by Kate Rhodes. Not a big fan of the book. It's a bit dark for my liking, but I get the aesthetic. And then this one also piqued my interest, and this is the Will Dean Red Snow. So you go to your library, you ask for a grab bag, and if your local library does things, you get a grab bag, you get 6 books. My one is obviously crime, but like I said, there's health, well-being, and other stuff that you can get. And if you want to see more of these, give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below, do you use your local library? Have you had one of these grab bags? Because I think they're perfect, especially for like maybe the 6 weeks holiday. You could go get your kids a grab bag, or if you have an elderly resident in the home, maybe you could get one of these for them. Or if you're just a book reader yourself. Like I said, I don't read a lot of books, but 1 or 2 of them might be read. If not, I will just take them back to the library and I will pick up another bag and we'll try again. So if you want to see more from me, give me a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. Comment down below, do you go to the library? Do you love crime novels like I do? And I'll see you very soon for another video. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye.